Hi, Elliot.
Hi.
Are you looking forward to this bank holiday weekend?
Absolutely. So as it's bank holiday weekend, I thought I would do another of my tenuous link cases. And of course, as it's bank holiday, this is all about a case called Lloyds Bank versus Rosset. It is a land law case, and we all love land law, right? So Lloyds Bank and Rosset was a case from 1990 in the House of Lords before a judge called Lord Bridge. And Lloyds Bank and Rosset was a case all about a couple, not surprisingly called Mr. and Mrs. Rosset. They owned a property, but the sole legal owner was Mr. Rosset himself. Mrs. Rosset's name was not registered as a legal owner. However, she had contributed somewhat to renovations. She was project managing extensions and renovations that were going on, but importantly, she never contributed to the purchase price at all. She never contributed to mortgage payments or anything of that nature. She'd only really overseen all of this renovation work. That was her contribution. Now, at that particular time, that wasn't really enough to give what is called an equitable interest in the land. As eminent land law academic Martin Dixon puts it, the real value that you have in that property. At that time, only purchase price contributions or contributions to the mortgage payments were seen as giving you an interest in the land. So what happened? Mr. Rosset took out a mortgage with Lloyds Bank. He didn't pay that mortgage. Therefore, Lloyds Bank came knocking to take possession. There was then an argument between Lloyds Bank and Mrs. Rosset, who claimed she couldn't just be removed from the property because she had an interest in the land and she was in actual occupation, which of course is an overriding interest, giving her a priority over the bank. But no, said Lord Bridge, she didn't have an equitable interest because she hadn't paid the purchase price. She hadn't contributed to mortgage payments. She argued, well, what about the renovations? Lord Bridge said no. And then he said, in 1990, you're only doing what any good wife should do, he said. That does not give you an entitlement to an interest in the property. Now, many years later, in a case called Stack and Dowden, Lady Hale changed all of that, thank goodness. But at that time, that was it. So that's Lloyds Bank and Rosset.